Today is Wednesday, May 19th, 2021. We are in the Biddeford Community Center located on Alfred Street in Biddeford, Maine. And I am the interviewer. My name is Nicole Morin Scribner. And today I have the honor of interviewing Hasan Jasim. Now, my first question is, did I pronounce that correctly?
100%.
Oh, great. Well, thank you. So I usually start these interviews by starting at the beginning and asking you what year and where were you born?
I born in October 1971 in Iraq, in south of Iraq. Yes, and this area are hot in summer, humid sometimes, not always, but the weather is like Arizona.
Aha.
Yes.
So I know nothing about Iraq, and I'm embarrassed to say that, other than what we've, seen on the news. One of the things that I am aware of is, unlike the United States, where our history goes back hundreds of years, Iraq is literally known as the cradle of civilization. Now, can you briefly tell me a little bit about, has your family always been in Iraq? Your ancestors were pretty much in Iraq?
Yes, our ancestors is, when Iraq start, they are there. We don't have any place. They born in Iraq, our grandparents, grandparents. And by the way, Iraq is old and ancient country, and it is not famous like Egypt. Egypt, they have pyramids. We don't have much from the archaeologist buildings in this time. This is the reason we are not famous like Egypt, but we are older than Egypt. We are the first civilization in the world. If you heard about Gilgamesh, Gilgamesh is from Iraq. Gilgamesh is a novel or epic in that time, and it is the first novel or poems in the world. He described everything in that time. And Iraq is, we have now some ruins. We have, if you know the Prophet Abraham, we have his house in my city, in Nasriya in Iraq. It is south of Iraq. And in 2003, there is a lot of Christian group, American, Australian, British, they visit this city where I born. We asked them, why you came to this city? They told us, because we want to visit the first house in the world, the house of the Prophet Abraham. This is the place I was born there. It is about 10 miles from my house. And still the house, if you go to Iraq, the Pope, before 6 months ago, if you follow the news, when he visit Iraq, he go directly to my city in Iraq, and he visits the house of the Prophet Abraham.
Wow.
Yes.
That's amazing history. So because I'm not that familiar with, tell me what everyday life was like for you when you were growing up.
In fact, the Iraq is a country of war. In 70s, everything was quiet in Iraq. In 80s, when I was 10 years or 9 years, I opened my eyes on war. We have war with Iran. It is politics. So the big people do it, and the small people or little people, they go in the trap. So it is politics between Iraq and Iran, and the civilians the citizens, are victims of the war. So I open my eyes on war. I open my eyes on people scared, panic, martyrs, killing. And after that, the war stopped in 1988. We were happy. 2 years, we have another war with Kuwait. Saddam Hussein make war with Kuwait. 1 year later, 1991, we have another war with USA. So, war, and after the war, we have blockade in economy. So the Iraqis in that time were suffering. We're suffering because of Saddam Hussein, suffering because all the countries are blocked Iraq, economic block. And after that, in 2003, after 12 years of suffering, we have another war. We have 2003. But this war, we want it. When the USA make war with Iraq, I was the first person with the volunteer with the USA. I was working with the army as a volunteer without money. Because most educated people, or most people who live in middle and south of Iraq, they don't want Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein in that time, he was a dictator. Him and his family and his relatives, they will rule Iraq. If you have anything, it is not for you. It is for Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein owned everything, the lands, the money, everything. So in that time, most of the Iraqis, they were happy. And in 2003, also we have people, they came from outside of Iraq, they rule Iraq, and the people, they are still ruling Iraq from 2003 until now, until 2020, 21. And they are bad, same Saddam Hussein. Those people, they are corruption in everything. They steal the money. They have militia, big militia. If you speak, they will kill you. If you are not belonging to them, you are against them. So still the Iraqis suffering until now.
So what was like an amazing story, and I just want to drill down a little bit more. So if we take a step back a little bit, so first of all, tell me about your parents. Tell me about your mother and father, how they met, what they did for work.
By the way, my mom and my dad, they were relatives, not relatives, cousins, like cousins, but little far. In Iraq, we have traditional that if you have a cousin, you will marry the cousin. If you don't have, you will marry from another side. And most the marriage are arranged. 80% of marriage in Iraq are arranged married. So my mom and my dad, maybe they know each other from their parents or their relative, but other women or men, they don't know their wives. Your mom, she will tell you, or your dad, I found a girl, she's beautiful, or she has a good family. How about to marry her? If I ready, I will okay, mom. Go and ask her hands. My mom, she will go and she will see the girl. Then after that, if she saw the girl, she will tell me, the girl is beautiful and she is good. I will tell her, okay, mom, I am agree. Then after that, we make the wedding party. I will not see my wife in this time, just in the day or the night of wedding. So most of the marriage in that time were arranged. And my mom and my dad, they are relatives. So their families, they know each other. But the other families, maybe they don't see each other. So suddenly you will see your husband or you will see your wife in the day wedding.
Now, was that your experience? Does that exist in this generation as well?
Now everything is different. I think when the internet came, the apps, Fiverr, Instagram, WhatsApp, everything, it became for the girl and the man or the boy, they can see each other. Now, before 30 or 50 or 100 years, most of them were 80% arranged. But now maybe 50% are arranged. So maybe you will find your future wife in the university where you are studying or in the work. You can see her, you can speak with her. This is now what happened in Iraq. But before that, no. Situation is totally different. So marriage are arranged.
Now, what did your parents do for work?
My mom, she passed away before 5 years, and she is a housewife. She doesn't have any job because she is not educated. My dad, he has a small business in that time. He has a grocery shop, and we are living. We are from poor family, not just we are living, happy living.
Now, I want to make sure I understand correctly. Did you say your mother passed away 5 years ago, or you were 5?
No, 5 years ago when I was in the States, in 2016.
Okay.
Yes.
And do you have any brothers and sisters?
Yes, I have 2 brothers in Iraq and 1 sister.
Okay.
They're older than me.
They're all older than you.
Yes.
So tell me about your memories from when you were a child. What was, because if I remember correctly, when you were really young as a child, the war had not started. So what was life like?
The life in that time was easy and simple. We don't care. We as a children, we can go play outside. We play from morning until afternoon. We don't care. Everything is available in that time. Just we are care about where we will go, where we will play, eat and sleep. We don't know anything. Even we have TV in that time, but we don't watch the TV. We go to school. We spend 4 hours in the school or 3 hours daily. Then we came. Also, the life, it was simple, not like now. Now it is complicated. We don't have Wi-Fi. We don't have internet. We don't have all the luxuries life. So we have ball. We play soccer always. Not on the stadium or in the field or something. We play soccer in the street. If you go out, you will find children, maybe 15 or 14 children, they are playing soccer in the middle of the street. In that time, the life was easy. The life is your neighbor. In that time, he will protect you. He will watch you. If you have anything, they will help you. Now is totally different now. And that time, I like that time. That time, everything is simple, easy. We don't thinking too much. We don't have a trouble like now. We don't have problems. Even if you don't have money, you will live. You will have house. You will have food. So I like when I was a child in that time.
Mm-hmm. What was school like at that time?
The school, it was old, not like now. If you go to the class, you'll find maybe 40 students. in room, the room is, by the way, we measure the room by meter, not here by feet. I will tell you, 15 feet by 10 feet. The class, 15 by 15 feet, and you will find 40 students at least, and you will find blackboard and just one teacher, and the teacher is, if you go and watch him, you will find him he is not comfortable, but he is working. Imagine yourself with 40 students and all of them, they speak in one time. And still we have this numbers in Iraq. Now we are in 2021. If you go to Iraq, you will find maybe 50 or 40 students in the class, and they have one teacher. This problem not resolved. So from that time, 70s, until now, we have same problems. And if you go to the class, you'll find the class is old. Even the windows, sometimes you'll find the windows are broken or something like that. If you go to the field of the school, you will not find any plants, grass, green, because the weather is desert weather. But in that time, we were happy. When we go to school in that time, we don't know why we go to school. Just our parents say to us, go to school. We go to school. We don't know about the future. We don't know what is hidden in that time. But we are children. We just follow our parents. They say to us, go to school, we go to school. So we're not planning in that time for anything. Just to make our parents satisfied.
Now, in terms of what you were learning when you were in school, how does it compare to what you're aware of what is taught like now?
What do you mean?
What were the subjects? What did you learn? Was it
in Iraq?
Yeah, when you were a child. Yeah.
In Iraq, I will tell you from the beginning. In Iraq, the school system is same everywhere, but the division is different. For example, we studied in Iraq 12 years. Here in the States also we studied 12 years. But in Iraq we have 6 years primary. 6 years primary and 6 years, 3 years middle and 3 years high schools. So it will be 12. And in Iraq, or most the Middle East countries or Arab countries, you will find that 2 years you will specialize. The 11th and the 12th, or the 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, you will be specialized. We have something called literature or scientific. If your tendencies is scientific, you will study scientific. If your tendencies is literature, you will study literature. Literature, when you graduate from high school and you have high grades, maybe you will study law, maybe you will study education, maybe you will study administration, economic, like that. But if you graduate from scientific field, maybe if you have high grades, you will study school medicine. You will go to the medicine school. You will be a doctor. Or maybe you will be engineer. Or maybe you will be computer science or biology or chemistry or like that. So me, I went to literature. And when I finished the high school, I have good grade. When I graduate, I can study law. When I graduate, I will be a lawyer or anything. But I choose education. I went to education, and especially English education. because I like languages. So in that time, just we have French and English language and German language in the university. So we don't deal by French, we don't deal by German. So I went to English because English is a universal language. Everywhere you can go, anywhere, and you don't know this language of this country, just speak in English, they will understand you. So I've studied in Iraq for 4 years. Then I graduate in 1998. Yes. Then after my graduation, directly, I stayed in Iraq maybe 6 months. Then after that, I went to Jordan. I stayed in Jordan 1 year. I worked as a teacher in an area called Al-Aqaba. It's a gulf. Is south of Jordan. Is border with Israel and Saudi Arabia and Egypt. It is a triangle. I taught there for 1 year. Then after that, I saved some money for a ticket. Then after that, I traveled to Yemen, Republic of Yemen. I have some friends there. They told me they're in need of teachers, especially English teacher and mathematics teacher. So I went there. I've stayed 1 month. Then after that, I have a job. At that time, they make an exam for all the teachers. If you pass the exam, you will have the job. I have the job. I've stayed there for 3 years, teaching in Yemen, in villages, of course. And then after that, I returned to Iraq.
When you were teaching, at what level? Was it elementary? Was it little kids? Were you teaching?
Middle and high schools. Most the Arabian countries, I think the system are same. So we have middle and high school and primary. Primary, by the way, in that time, if you want to be a teacher for primary, it is not necessary you have bachelor degree. Just the people who has bachelor degree, they are qualified for teaching middle and high schools. If you have another diploma, associate diploma for 2 years, you can teach the primary schools.
Was it an expectation, or were you like the first one who had a college education in your family?
In fact, in that time, if you don't have college education in Iraq, you will be suffering. The men, not the women. How? I will tell you. If you don't have college education or you don't have university degree, you will go to serve in the army. And you will serve for 3 years or 4 years sometimes. And the service in the army is the bad things in your life. You will be hungry. You will be treated badly. You will be like a slave. So most the young people in that time, they go to school on 2 purposes. One purpose is to educate themselves or they have degree, and also to escape or run from the military service, because in that time they will send them to the war. And that we hate the war. We don't like the war. They will force us to put the young people in the fire. So if you have degree in that time, maybe you will serve little, short period, or maybe you will, no.
Did you have any family members that at one point in their lives were in the military?
Yes, I have my older brother. Yes, he served in the military in that time, and he was suffering. We were suffering because he was during the war, and if you have a brother or son or relative in the war, and he is far from you, and in that time there is no internet, no phones, no call, no cell phones, we don't have anything, even there is no letters, and he will go for fight for 1 month, and after a month he will come to visit you for 3 or 4 days. Daily we were suffering. Nobody asked him. Even we can't go behind him to ask about him in that time. So suffering daily. Until we see him again, we were happy for 4 or 5 days. And then the 4 or 5 days, when finished, he will go again. It was terrible in that time.
So I'm going to roll back to better times, because I want to make
Yes.
sure that we capture some of that again. So tell me, when you were young, when you were growing up, tell me about some of your traditions of what you did, holidays, or what was that like?
In Iraq, here, where? Because I visit some countries, I work there. Where you mean exactly? In which place?
I was thinking back when you were little, when
Yes.
you were a child,
Yes.
living at home.
Yes.
What were some of your family traditions and holidays like?
And holidays, by the way, sometimes we visit our relatives, or sometimes we go for a trip. You know that Iraq is a desert, and also we have 2 rivers. We take food. For example, we take chickens, meat, fish, and the family members, they will go to green place. We don't have much greens. Or we go to the rivers, and we will make a barbecue in that time. And the women, they will cook. We are the children, or the boys in my age, we go play soccer, or we hiking or something like that. It was not all the year, just in spring. In summer we can't go. It is hot. The degree is 120. In winter it is cold, the desert. In winter the degree is maybe 40, 45, but it is minus, because it is a desert. The cold will go to your bones, not like here. The cold will go to your skin. And that time we just go in spring. The spring is Iraq, just short time, 2 months. It comes in February maybe, or no, March and April. And that time we enjoy. We go out. And sometimes we visit some states or governorate. For if we have relatives or if we have friends, we go, we spend time with them for 2 or 3 days. But mostly just in these 2 months. And in summer holiday, for example, if we don't have schools, you will find me daily I play soccer. Daily. You go, if you see the people or children, they play everywhere soccer. We don't have anything to do, just to play soccer. The young people, the teenagers. We don't have in that time many gyms or sports clubs. We don't have in Iraq in that time. They just devoted the money just for war, for weapons. So you will find that the teenagers in that time, they make their fields from their own selves. Nobody help them. If they find any area, space, big space, they will make it as a track or a ground for them to play the soccer. And you will see gathering. There is maybe 20 or 50, and daily there is 2 or 3 games. So most of our times we spend it playing soccer in that time. And as I said to you, we don't have many sports clubs in Iraq.
Mm-hmm. Now, so I heard you say when you were young, when you were a younger child, life was simple, and then war came. What was that? How did that start? What do you remember about when life changed for you, and what did it mean?
We see that in our mom's faces, our dad's faces. We see that in the faces of people. People before the war, they were happy. Not happy, but they are good, satisfied in their life. Then, after the war starts, you will see that the people are sad. The smile gone from them. They don't have smile as much. Just follow the news. So, in our traditional, if you have cousin, son, sister, daughter, husband died in the war or any reason, you will wear black. In 70s, I didn't see many women wearing black. But after that, in 80s, if you go everywhere, you will find 80% of the women wearing black. Their dresses, their hijab, the women wear, some of them, 80% of women wearing hijab in that time. Everything is black and black. So you will see that if the woman wearing black, she has someone, he has passed away or killed in the war. So I don't like to see the woman wearing black at that time. I feel sad. Even I am happy, the happy it will be gone. So we feel that without people to tell you we have a problem or we have sadness, you will feel of them. So in that time, people, they don't say, we hate the situation, we don't like the situation. If they say that, they will execute it. They will go to the jail. You will find people silent, keep silent. So when I was teenager in that time, I've noticed that from what I see in the street, what I see in my area, in my neighbor, in the country.
And what impact did it have at home in terms of what you needed to live, in terms of for food and other things that you needed? How did the war impact that?
In fact, Saddam Hussein, when he was in war with another countries, he was offering everything for the food. He didn't want people suffering from the hunger. This is good in him. The food was available at that time. Even we have economic blocked. They have oil. Iraq is a rich country. He was buy oil secretly, and he brings the food for the people. So people, they are not suffering that time from the food. Food was available, and that even you don't have a job, you will eat. So we don't have any problem by the food. The problem by freedom. The problem is we don't have enough freedom. We don't have enough pleasure. We don't have the life that our country neighbors have. For example, we have Arabian Gulf. They are luxury. We have Jordan. We have Turkey here. They're living quietly, peacefully. We don't have this living. We lack of this living in that time.
Did that impact when you were you able to continue going to school during that time, and did things change at school during that time?
The school in that time is like military. discipline. When I was a teenager, when I go to school in that time, I will not imagine myself go to a school. Yes, they have good teachers, but they are disciplined. If you do anything wrong in the school, they maybe punish you, and maybe they will. If you do it again, maybe they will say to you, "Okay, goodbye. We don't need you anymore." Then if you are not in the school, you will go to do the service in the military. If you go to the service in the military, you will be maybe died. And that time maybe you will be killed. And war, you are not a member of it. So after that, when we go to the university, in my time, also the universities were like, you will go to something, you don't feel free in your expression, free in your doing, free in anything. Also, you were watched. Saddam Hussein in that time, he we say plant eyes everywhere. He has eyes in the universities, because he focused on the universities, because maybe the students in the universities, they are make a revolution against him, because they are educated people. They will advise people, or they maybe do something bad for him, maybe will tell the other people that he is bad. So he always put eyes on the schools, on the universities. They watch you in that time. So in that time you feel you are watched. And imagine yourself, if you go to any place and you will be watched from bad people, they will find anything wrong with you, they will write a report. So you don't feel happy, or you will not feel free in that time. So me and most of the students my age in that time, we know we were watched. They have eyes everywhere, especially in the universities.
So what was your perception through time about the United States?
What do you mean?
Okay, so when you were little,
Yes.
what did you know about the United States?
By the way, we like the United States through the movies. For me, I like to watch the movies. If you ask me, all the actors, the American actors, maybe I know them more than the Native American who born here. I like the USA from when I was a child. This is not a compliment or something like that, but this is the truth. It is in my heart here. We like their lives, of course. We like their freedom. They are freedom. They are free in their expression. If I don't like you, I will say I don't like you. This is good. Sometimes they are honest. We don't have things. They have it. They have beautiful country. They have beautiful weather. They have beautiful people. From long time, when I was a teenager, I was dreaming to not live in Iraq anymore. I was dreaming to immigrate to Canada or USA, but not to USA. I didn't imagine myself to be here in the USA, to Canada or Australia or Europe, because we know that USA is a big country, beautiful country, but when we see the movies, we see the bad things, not the good things. We see that killing, kidnapping, drugs. So no, I will not go to the USA. But I like this country, but I will not go for living. I will not go for living there. But I came here.
So when I go back to when you were there, and I think that you were there at the time, I know that one of the things that I did see that always left an impression upon me is I think Iraq was one of the places in the world that had the highest level of like suicide bombings, where it was like happening everywhere and you didn't know. And I was wondering, what was it like living in that kind of an environment where you never knew what was safe?
In fact, the bombing, we don't have bombing before 2003. Ever. We don't have bombing. The bombing or suicide, it comes after 2003. And the bombing is not coming from Iraqis people. It comes from people, they come outside of Iraq. They come by purpose. The purpose is to destroy Iraq. They are militia. They are terrorism. The innocent people, they don't do that. If you go to Iraqis, you'll find them, they have good heart, the Iraqis. They like to communicate with people. They are social people. So they don't have these ideas of killing or pumping or to hurt people. But politics who made everything in Iraq. We have this. And if you watch the news, that the people who do suicide or bombing or something, they are not from Iraq. And at the beginning, this is from the news, the news said that we find some people who were loyal to Saddam Hussein. Those people who are loyal to Saddam Hussein, they cooperate from militia outside of Iraq. They bring them to the Iraq. They show them the ways. They have them to live with their families. Then after that, they did the bombing or killing or something like that. But in fact, there is no Iraqis. The Iraqis people, they live peacefully. They love the life. If the person loves the life, he will not hurt anyone. But still we have this from the people who are outside of Iraq, not from the Iraq. And by the way, we know in Iraq where is the dangerous area. So most of the people, they don't go to the dangerous area if they have something necessary and important. They will go and come quickly. So you will find that Baghdad, the capital, it has maybe more than 10 million residents or people, they live there. And 10 million people, the tourist people, they will be hidden. They will be hidden. The government, they will not find them easily. So we expect everything bad in the capital, Baghdad. But if you go to the south area, it is peace. We don't have any problems, because most the southern or the south area in Iraq, they know each other. And even if we have a problem in that area, we will go. We have tribals. We will go to these tribals. We tell them that there is one man from you, or two or three, did the bad things. We will catch him and give it to the government. So the south area in Iraq is safe now.
So tell me about your transition from, the university, this fear because of how restrictive it is to live under the Saddam's regime, and how did you go from, it must have been really difficult to go from that fear to being involved with the United States. So tell me about that transition.
Yes. In fact, this transition is who makes me here in the States. In fact, when we are in the universities in Iraq, or when we are living in Iraq, the young people in my age in that time, they are looking for any opportunity to cooperate with any country to destroy Saddam Hussein or to remove Saddam Hussein from the country, because he is the reason of everything is bad. So in that time when we are in the university, we feel we are not unsafe. So when the USA Army came in 2003, we were happy and volunteer, not for money. We will go with them to help people. And that time they came to to Iraq. Of course, we see that they help people, but you know that it is war. In the war, it happens. Killing or injure, or people will go bad things or something. It happens in all the countries. I was in Iraq, and Iraq all his life in war, and we see that. But this transition were a good things for me, by the way. Good experience. I like this experience. And also I want to practice my language. So you'll find even we have students in the university, they study English, they go with the army. I asked them why. They told us we want for two purposes. The purpose is to help them, and also we want to practice the language. And by the way, the American people are social people. We have army came from Italy, from UK, from Japan also. We have Australian. We have all these nationalities from Japan, from Italy, from UK, from Australia. But we find that the American soldier, he is happy when he speaks with you. Even I work with some officers. They are open-minded. They socialized with us. So we like to work with them. This is make us happy when we work with. I don't know, but we feel comfortable with the American in that time when they came to Iraq. If you go to the Italian, they are, I think they are little races. They will not speak. They know English, but they will not speak with you English. They will speak with you Italian. Just the officer, he will speak with you English, but other no. The Japanese, yes, but also they are not socialized with us. They don't like to communicate with us. The Australian, yes, but the British, no. The British, we speak British. Our curriculum in the Iraqi school are British. But also they don't want to socialize with us. They are a little far. They put distance. But the American are encourage us to be friends with them.
So, did they? Were you afraid though? I mean, there must have been some fear in helping.
At the beginning, yes. When they came, we were fear from two sides. In 2003, when the American came to Iraq, we were fear from the American. We were fear from the Iraqis, who were the officers in that time, or Saddam Hussein, the security or something like that. If they saw us working with the American, they will kill us and they will kill our families. And also, in the beginning, we didn't trust on the American army. We thought maybe if I work with the army for one day, the other day they will shoot me. This is what we hear in the news. They don't have friends. But until the last minute, I was working with the army. Until the last minute, my neighbor in my area, in my city, they don't know me. They just know I am a teacher. So don't trust in people in that time if you work with the American army. People, maybe 90% of people, they will say, okay, you are good. But maybe we will have dangers from 10%. So I am not put myself in this situation or my family.
So you had to be really careful about who
Yes.
knew that
Yes.
you were helping.
If my neighbor asks me sometimes, Hasan, where are going? Where we are going at this time? I am going to the school. I am going to my friends or my something like that. I will not let them know that I am going to American base or American army or something like that. So when I go, nobody knows that where I am going or I am coming, even now.
So, as a little bit of a funny aside, I know that you were working for them as a translator and as an interpreter. Now, there's not just language, obviously, in interpreting and translating. There's body language and expressions. Can you think of an example of something that was like one of the first things you had to teach Americans with regards to body language or expressions that are different between the two cultures?
Yes, in that time. I work with some officers from colonel until sergeant in that time. I work with medics, I work with many. You know that the culture is different from Iraq to here. But they learn fastly. For example, I've told them that when we go to any house of Iraqis, we don't put the shoes. We have to put off the shoes. This is one. Don't, if you see a woman in the conference or any, don't put your shake the woman hands. They will not give their hands to you. And there is many incidents happened in that time. But the American people, before they're coming to Iraq, I think the American army, I think they have orientation. How to deal with the Iraqis. And they are good in this orientation. So I don't have any big incident or something like that in that time. But also I work as a culture broker in that time. So when we go to any Iraqi, I will speak with the officer. I will tell him he will do that and this and this and this and this and this. He will say, okay. Sometimes they will ask me, Hasan, if we say that, it is okay with their culture. If we say that, or they, sometimes they make party, and they ask some VIP Iraqi person to come. I've told them, don't bring alcohol They will not drink alcohol in their party. Don't cook big ham because we don't eat ham or pigs like that. Also, there is, before they do anything, they will ask. This is the good points. And also why we are working. We work as a counselor, cultural broker, interpreter, translation, like that, beside our jobs.
So I want to start transitioning. So when did you decide, or what was the process of starting to think about leaving Iraq?
In fact, I didn't imagine myself to come to the States here. In 2012, I applied for visa. When the American Army, they left Iraq 2011, by the way. 2011, they left Iraq. Then in 2012, I applied for visa because the officers I was working with them, they advised me. They told me, Hasan, if you stayed in Iraq here, maybe one day they will know you are working as a linguist with us. Maybe they will do something bad for you. Why you not go to America? I've told them, hey, I am a teacher in Iraq. What can I do in America? In my age, I don't know the culture, the system, the law. No, America needs somebody to work daily 8 hours. I am not ready for that. They told me, okay. Some of the officers, he advised me. He told me, okay, apply for the visa, you and your family, and see what happens. So I applied in 2012 for the visa. Then the embassy of the USA make an appointment with me, and they told me, okay, we approve you. You will come to the state, but we need to make background check for you and your family. Then after that, during that time, I have a scholarship from Turkey. In 2013, I went to Turkey, me and my family. I studied my master's degree in literature and culture studies. So I spent 2 years in Turkey. I have master's degree from Turkey. Then I came back to Iraq. When I came back to Iraq in 2015, I find the situation became worse and worse and worse. And also my other family, they told me, Hasan, don't speak with the people here. You were a linguist or you were working with... I said, why? They told me, Hasan, the situation is bad now in Iraq. If they know that you are working with the army, maybe you will have something not good for you and your family. So I feel, yes, I will not live this life threatened in any time. Maybe if they know, they will do something bad for me. So I applied again for the embassy. I've sent them an email. I've told them I was in Turkey for 2 years and please can I have the visa again? They sent me after 1 week an email. They told me that you have another interview in the USA embassy in Baghdad. So I went, me and my wife, and they didn't do anything with me. Just they told me, raise your hand. By the way, my background check, they have it from 2 years, and they know where I was working. They just told me, raise your hand. I raised my hand. They told me, okay, do the oath or something like that. They told me, okay, you can go. Where's your passport? I give them my passport, me and my wife, my children. Then I went. Then the second day, they sent me an email. They told me, congratulations, your visa approved. You can come and take your passport. I came and take my passport. Then in September 2015, I booked a flight from Basra to Jordan to New York to Maine, Portland. I flight, and I came back here to Iraq.
Okay, so the obvious question is, out of everywhere in the United States, Why Maine? Why Biddeford? How did you
Yes.
get here?
This is good question. When I have the visa, I have a friend in Chicago. I've told him, hey, I am coming to the States. He's a close friend to me. He told me, okay, Hasan, Chicago is, I think it is not good place for you and your family to start. Why not go to, he gave me two names, go to these people. I've told him where they are. He told me they live in Maine. I've told him, hey, I am coming to the States, not go to the Maine. He told me, why? I've told him there is no states in Maine. No states called Maine in USA. He told me, what? I've told him, look, I am good in geography. I like to read a lot about America, about Europe, but we don't have Maine. He told, no, Hasan, we have a state called Maine. Please call them. By the way, Maine is, if you go outside of the States and you will say, I am from Maine, they will not imagine you are from the USA. Maine, it didn't has any famous. Maine, it is not famous city. Maine is, nobody knows Maine. People outside, they will know New York, Florida, Texas, California. But Maine, it is not in the USA. I called my friends here. I have to, hey, I am coming here. They told me, okay, you can come. I have to, hey, it is really a state in USA called Maine? They told me, yes, we have Maine here. I have to, so why you come to Maine? They told me, because it is safe. Okay. If it is safe, I will come. Because the important things in the life is the safe. If you are safe, you can work. You can safe if you go outside for the family. You feel that your family aren't safe. I've told them, okay, it will be transition. It will be, I will come to you in Maine just for a couple months. Then after that, I will look for another state. I want something big. I want work. I want to see people. They told me it is a snowy state. I don't know, I don't like snow. So I came here in September. When I came here, I feel that in September, people, they don't go out mostly in that time because it is fall. So I thought, hey, there is no people in the States. Then after 1 month, we have snow or something. Hey, this is snow. Please, I don't like to live here anymore. I want to go to another state. They came to me, they told me, Hasan, some friends, we were in other state, it is not safe. People are treated as badly. Here you will find people, they are nice. They treated us nicely. They like the immigrants, people like us. Hasan, you have a family. You have to live 1 year at least to know the culture, the system, the rules. So I thought, okay, I will stay just 1 year. The 1 year brings the second year. The second brings the third. Then I've told, okay, I know why you are here. Now, I feel, Maine, it is, I was born here. I feel that I don't have any problem here. People, they are, some of them nice, some of them, they don't like the immigrants like me. But what they not do anything bad for me. Even they have bad expression or something, but they will not harm me. So I used to live in the snow now. I don't like hot area. I like cold area. It is green everywhere. It has nice beach. So now, if you ask me, I will tell you, no, I will not leave Maine. I will stay here.
Now, I understand that you became a naturalized citizen, this past December you
Yes.
became a citizen?
Yes.
What was that process like for you?
In fact, by the way, I was waiting this time for 5 years to be a citizen. if I am citizen, I will belong to this country. Now I am belong to this country, me and my family. But as I said to you that the citizen, it is paper. It doesn't mean anything. But it gives you confidentiality. It gives you something, feeling of strong. I am strong. I am citizen now. Even people, they don't like me or they don't like the Iraqis, but I am citizen. I am American. If there is any war, if there is anything bad to America, I will go and I fight with the American. So these papers give me confidence. These papers give me power. I am strong now. And there is a process, by the way. The process is that you have to be here at least 4 years and 9 months. Until, if you finish this time, you have to apply it for the citizenship. And after that, you have to do fingerprints, background check, and you have to have the exam. The exam is 100 questions. They will ask you just for 10. If you pass 6, you will pass. So I've read. By the way, I know most the question that time because when I was in adult ed, I've taught some student about the book of the citizenship. So I have general information. But in that time, in December and November, I was reading too much. I don't want the officer to ask me question and I will tell him, oh, I don't know this answer. So I was quick when he asked me. So that time in December, it was the happiest time when he told me, congratulations. Yeah. Now I have American passport. I can travel anywhere.
Now you talk about your family. So tell me about your wife, how you met her, about your children, how they feel, what it was like for them to make this move to Maine.
By the way, my wife, it is arranged marriage. Yes, it is arranged. I know their family. It is my relative from far, but it is arranged. And she has master's degree in mathematics. Yes, she is at Tech 3 in middle school in Biddeford. She is working. And she works with good staff, by the way. She always talked about them. She feels that she is live with her family. She told me. She always thanks Miss Gendron. She is the teacher of ELL class. And she told me, we have a great personality. Mr. Takoto, he's the principal. We have also Chris Endroff. He's the director of ELL. She likes them. She considers them like her family. And for my children, when we came here, at the beginning, they were before 5 years or 6. My daughter, she will be 15 on July. My son, he will be 13 on September. They were children. When we came here at the beginning, for first 3 or 4 months, they will say to me, Dad, can we return to Iraq? I said, why? They said, no, we don't like it. Why you don't like it? They told, we don't have friends. We don't go out. It was winter, snow. Just we are in the house. And the school days are long, from 8 until 3. So we don't use for that. So Dad, please, can we go to Iraq? I've told him, okay, I will think of your suggestion. Then, after 1 year, by the way, when they came here, they don't know how to speak English. They just speak Arabic, Iraqi. Then I told them, okay. Then after 1 year, at the next summer, I've told them, okay, we will go to Iraq. They told me, no, we will not go to Iraq. Hey, you told me that we will go to Iraq. They told me, you can't go alone without us. I discovered that both of them, they have English. They were speaking with the other students. They were communicating with them. At the beginning, they don't have language. They feel they are strange. They don't have friends. Snow. They don't go out. But when they have English, they have friends. They make some friends. The second year, after the second year, when I was go out with them and we go to the shopping or something like that, when I speak English, they will tell me, Dad, after what? They told me, your pronunciation is not good. This word is wrong. Hey, I was a teacher all my life, and you have just 2 years here in the state. Now you became a teacher for me? They told me yes. Now they are fluent in English. They know everything. They have friends. They told me we belong to this country.
Now, do you make any efforts to maintain their connection with their culture and their heritage?
In fact, we keep our culture. Look, here we will take the good one and we will leave the bad one. So each country, it has a culture. And not all the culture are good. We keep our culture. We keep our tradition. Here in the States, we have our culture, we have our religion, we have. It is the Constitution. It is the American Constitution says that you are free. You have freedom in expression, in religion, or you want to practice religion or not to practice. So most the Iraqis people or Arabs people here, they keep their culture. And the bad things, we don't go through it. But we will take the good things. From here, I think we have telling the truth is good here in the America. It is good. We keep it. We like it. Respect the people. Smiling. Always smile. If you go maybe some Arabian countries, you will not find people smiling like here. So this is good things, to smile. If you smile, that feels those people, they will not bother you, will not see any dangers from them. They are safe. So we like this here in the States. Treat people good. Also, this is good. The appointments, you have to be in time. This is good. So we take these things. And you know that each culture, it has positive and negative things. We leave the negative. We will not speak about the negative things. We just speak about the positive things.
Is there anything in particular that you feel are misconceptions that maybe people here have about Iraq that you wanted to share that maybe you want to clarify a misconception that people may have?
For example, do you have an example for misconceptions?
Well, I guess that is my question. Is there anything that you've encountered that people have shared that they have this preconceived notion of what it's like to be from Iraq that you want to set straight, or is it that people have pretty much have been accepting?
In fact, you know that here Maine is I think it is new for the immigrants people. It is a state for new, especially for the Iraqis. At the beginning, before 10 years or 12 years ago, when I asked some Iraqis people or Arabs here, they told me before 12 years maybe there is no Iraqis here in Maine. We are new. If you ask the Mainers here, what do you know about the Iraqis? Well, they don't know anything. But now with the time, yes, at the beginning they don't know them. They imagine that they are bad people or they have something or they are not safe but with the time now, after 10 years, most of the Mainers, they know that the Iraqis now, they are peaceful people. They come to the state here to live peacefully, to raise their children, to make family, to merge on the community, on the society. Now, most of the American in Maine, they know that Iraqis people are peaceful people. If you go to the police department or if you go to another places for police or security, you know that they don't have any problem with the people like me. We don't have many problems. Maybe we have speed in the cars or stop sign, just in cars. We have problems in that because we don't have these rules in my country. By the way, we don't have the speed limit or we don't have stop signs or don't go here. We don't have this. You will find just this problem. And other, we don't have any problem. And also, we don't have any problems with the American people. We avoid any problem. For me, if you ask me, if anybody shouts on me in the streets, I will turn my face and I will go. I met these things many times here in the States, here in Maine. But I will not taking care of that. I will neglect everything. I will avoid. We are not looking for any problem. We just want to live peacefully here.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you still have contact with your family in Iraq?
Yes, of course, I have contact.
Yeah.
You know that we have WhatsApp. It is free without money. For example, before 3 or 4 days before, we have Eid Ramadan, Eid al-Fitr. You know that what is Eid? We have 30 days fasting, and after 30 days, we have to break the fast. We will celebrate for 3 days. Here we don't have this celebration in the States, but in Iraq or Arab countries, they have this celebration. We have to speak with them, and like that. Although I speak with them weekly, but I have to say, hi, how are you again? You know that we have to keep the connection between them. They are my family, so if I didn't know about their news for 1 week, I will maybe not feel comfortable. By the way, most the Arab countries, they have family unit. We have to keep the unit for the families. We have to ask about our cousins, our friends, like that. So, you know that we have Eid and we have another Eid. We have to ask and ask and ask and ask.
And how easy is it for you to, I don't know if you're still practicing your religion, how easy is it to practice your religion here in Maine?
We don't have any problem. We have here mosque, but now, according to COVID-19, everything is closed. So we don't go to the mosque, not before 2 years. We go little, not too much. But we have a connection with the people who go to the mosque if they need anything or something like that. But also we recommend that don't go to the closed area because of even if they have the vaccine, also we recommend them not go to these places. this is for their safety. Until we have finished from the COVID, we can practice our religion. We don't have any problem here, by the way. Yes, we don't have any problem.
Now, can you go back? Do you feel comfortable that you could safely go back to Iraq if you wanted to go visit?
If I go to the visit to Iraq now, before 6 years, maybe people, they forget me. They don't know who I am, or they don't think about me. Or the people who were dangerous for me in that time, maybe they will killed, or they will gone, or they will disappeared. And I don't know, but I think that. But I didn't decide to go to Iraq. Maybe not now, to make a short visit to my brothers there, but not now, and not soon. I don't think it will be happening.
I didn't have a chance to ask you about what it was like for you to transition to be able to work in this country. What are you doing for work?
Now, I work as, I have 3 jobs, by the way. All of them part-time. Before 3 years, I was, and still, the first appointment. I will tell you. Before 5 years, I work as interpreter with Catholic charities. And still, I work with them as on-call, part-time. And I have another agency. I work with them as interpreter, but also on-call. If there is any appointment or something, they will call me, Hasan, please can you go to this place for interpreting? This is on-call. And also, before 3 years, and still currently, I have a job with USM. I teach as a part-time. And this year, I teach language with them in linguistic department. And also this year, I have with the SMCC, and they told me, okay, on fall, we will continue again. So they will not pay to me any money during the summer, you know that. Just when I work. So I am still with them. With USM and with SMCC, Community College and University of Southern Maine. Teach as language.
One of the things that immigrants often experience is the challenge of their names. Have you experienced that?
You mean my name, for example?
Or your kids, do they say anything about, people don't know how to pronounce it, or?
For here, it is normal. It is normal because you know that America is not all the people here are born here. You will find some of them from Middle East, some of them from Europe. So the names are not all of them here, but our name is names. It will not be changed. Sometimes, for example, my name is Hasan in Arabic. Hasan. It means good, nice. Here they don't pronounce the letter Ha. If I ask you, can you pronounce Ha? Say Ha, please. Ha. You pronounce it good. But other people, they don't pronounce Ha. They will say Ha. Hasan. So they know me as Hasan. It is okay. I know that it is hard for them to pronounce the letter Ha. And also, it is hard for them to pronounce the letter A. We have A. They will say A. But I know that. It depends, though, to the organs of articulation. If you go to the Middle East, you will find that, especially the Arab people, they will pronounce all the letters. they have the ability to say all the sounds, all the letters. But here, I think is something in your articulation here. If you go here to your trachea or your here, you will find the problem here. But it is okay for me. We know that. We have some letters are, you need year at least to learn this letter. We have letter, for example, حرف الظ and ظ. One of them is your tongue is outside of your mouth, and one is your tongue is on the upper tooth. ظ and ظ. This is not easy. I know this is not easy, but we know that they are not native Arab. They are so us, or this is new for them. So we will excuse them if they pronounce our names not correctly.
Okay, well, I actually could talk to you all day, but I want to be respectful of your time.
No, you are okay.
So I did want to ask you about, have you been involved with any community organizations since you've been here?
In fact, I didn't involved, but I've told you, I work as interpreter. You know that the interpreter is a culture broker also. When I go with the families, I go with them as interpreter. Sometimes I don't help them. But after I finished, in my area here in Biddeford or Saco or Kennebank or Portland or there, they come to me sometimes to help the people. I am activists, immigrant activists. If they need any consolation, if they need any help, fill application, or go with them to any department, or any advice, they will come to me. Sometimes by the phone, sometimes I go with them directly to the places. So I help people without anything from you. I don't expect anything from you, just helping for help. I know these people sometimes they don't read English, or sometimes they don't speak English. So I imagine myself like them if I don't read or don't speak English. How I will do my duties or my jobs or my life. So when anybody asks me for help, I will go with him. If anybody tell me, Hasan, what can I give my advice, I will not hesitate. So until now, I have many people, they come to my house, if they have letters, applications, if they have translation, I will go with them. So now I not involved with any community, but I involved with my own community. I have my own community, how I help people. And also before 2 months or 3 months, I was with Dan with culture and heritage.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's how I found you, because that means you do have to interview him. And she's looking forward to some other programs that you're going to be doing for us, which is great.
Yeah.
So I usually like to wrap this up by saying, what is something you'd want to make sure that people take away from hearing your story?
I will tell you something. I was patience. The patience. Struggle. My story is that I like people to be patient in their life. I like people to help other people. I don't know, maybe I was here because I helped some people. The God rewards me to bring me here to the States. So be nice with people, be humble, helping, to be more educated, to read, to take a look for another cultures, another people. Sometimes we say, don't judge on the book from his title. You can go and read the book. So don't judge on the people when you see them in the street. You will see, this is bad guy. Why? How you know this is bad guy? You have to speak with him. How? You have to open his heart. So this is my advice to people, to don't judge the people from their nationality or their culture. You have to go. You have to knock the door. They will open the door, and you will see what happens.
And is there anything else that you wanted to share that maybe it didn't come up because I didn't ask the right question?
In fact, I want to thank you about your interviewing me, and I don't have anything to add, and I am happy with you and with the people here, and yes.
Well, I thank you for taking the time to share your story, and thank you for everything you've done in our community.
You are welcome. Also, I am happy. Thank you so much.